Hey and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Yuta and I primarily upload content related to photography and videography. In today's video I want to talk to you and show you how I take photos of the night sky using my camera. Although I personally use a Sony A7 III, I think the settings and tips that I will show you in this video will be relevant for other cameras too. So if you would like to learn how to take photos like this, then please follow along for this video. The gear that I take with me when I do astrophotography is my camera, my lens, then also a tripod and a external battery if I'm going to be shooting for a long time or if I'm shooting a time lapse. And then also you're going to need a light of some form, so a headlight would be best, but I think the light from your phone might work as well. The lens that I'm currently using for astrophotography is the Tamron1728mm, which goes down to an f-value of 2.8. But any lens that has a wide angle and a low f-value will work pretty well for photographing the night sky. Before using the Tamron 17-28mm lens, I used to use the Samyang 14mm f2.8, which is a manual focus lens only, but it is a lot cheaper than the other alternatives. Now on to part 2 for the camera settings. Firstly, we're going to set the camera to shoot in RAW mode and not JPEG. Photos taken in the RAW mode will have a wider dynamic range and it collects more data in general than JPEG, but it does require some post-processing. And also the file sizes of your photos are going to be much larger, so just make sure you have a SD card in your camera that is bigger than usual if you usually shoot in JPEG. Next we're going to talk about the ISO, the aperture and the shutter speeds that you'll be using. Firstly, let's set the camera to manual or M mode so that we can adjust all three of these settings. Let's begin by setting your aperture or f-value to the lowest that your lens will let you, which in my case is 2.8. The lower the f-value, the more light your lens will take in, and for astrophotography we need to take in as much light as possible, so always set it to the lowest that your lens can handle. Now the shutter speed, again we want to take in as much light as possible, so we are going to have a long shutter speed, and that is why a tripod is pretty much a requirement for astrophotography. I usually set the shutter between 10 to 25 seconds depending on the condition. Usually 15 seconds is a good place to start, and try not to go over 25 seconds because the earth is constantly spinning. The stars will start to trail or move a bit in your photos if you put the shutter speed too long. And for the ISO you want to keep as low as possible, which is the same as any type of photography. You want it as low as possible to avoid grain in your image. And for astrophotography I tend to use between 1000 and 5000 ISO. And then try to use these settings as a guideline, and then once you're out there shooting the photo, take a photo and then take a look and then adjust the settings slightly and keep repeating until you get the photo that you want. Also, when you're shooting long exposure on tripods, it's better to have the shutter on a 2-second timer, as the action of you pressing the button can shake the camera, which will ruin your photo, so always have it on a 2-second timer so that the camera and the tripod is stable before the photo actually starts shooting. And finally, for the settings, make sure your camera is in manual focus and not autofocus, as you will not be able to focus on the stars with autofocus. And getting the stars in focus is probably one of the hardest parts of astrophotography. With the Sony cameras you can turn on peaking. Sorry that the display's in Japanese, but it should be in the same location with the English settings. And you're going to turn the peaking onto high mode and then turn the peaking color into red. With peaking turned on, you can see on your screen which part of the photo is in focus. So what you're going to do is you're going to point the camera to the sky and then find the brightest star, and you're going to keep changing the focus wheel until the star turns red, and that's how you know the stars of the sky are in focus with your camera, and then you can start shooting the photo. If your camera doesn't have peaking, then you can take a picture of the stars and then zoom in on the photo that you took, and if the star looks like a small dot, then you're in focus, and if you're not in focus, then you can adjust the focus wheel slightly and keep repeating until you get a photo that is in focus. Now on to one of the most important parts of getting a nice photo of the night sky. The first is the location. You probably already know, but you want a location where there is less light pollution as possible. So in the countryside, away from the cities, is usually the best locations to do night sky photography. I personally visit a lot of remote islands to do underwater photography, and these remote islands tend to have very low light pollution, and that's where I do most of my astrophotography. So places I've been are places like Hawaii, Big Island, and Ogasawara Islands. Both of the locations were really good for astrophotography as there was not much light pollution. But even in locations just outside the cities, you should be able to get some photos of the stars as long as you go in good conditions. Now before going to take the photos in the night sky, make sure to check the weather so that it is a clear night and there are no clouds, as they will ruin your photo completely. And another thing to keep in mind is the moon phase. If the moon is up in the sky, it's going to be way too bright to take photos of the stars, so you're only going to get a photo of the moon and the night sky. To avoid this, you can go on a day which is a new moon, where the moon is completely dark, or you can check the time where the moon is going to rise and the moon is going to sink that day, and try to plan your day accordingly so that either you're taking the photos before the moon rises or after the moon has sunken. And you can easily search this online by typing in moon phase and the location on where you're planning to go to take the photos. Firstly, I'll try to plan in advance by checking the weather and the moon phase on what day would be good to take a night photo. I'm going to be aiming for a day where the sky is completely clear with not many clouds, and when the moon is not going to be in the sky. Once I decide on a location, if possible, I'm going to go during the day or before it gets dark to try and find some nice framing for the photos. Just having the night sky might be a little boring for the picture, so I'll try find some foreground that might be interesting. Next, I'll set up my camera and put it onto a tripod, and I'll make sure to point the camera towards the brightest stars in the sky, or where the Milky Way is in the sky. And because I set the peaking on earlier in the settings, I will look through the finder to try and get the focus of the stars in the sky. So I'll keep turning the focus wheel until I see some red on my screen, which means that the stars are in focus. And once I've done that, I'll just set the camera to a 2-second timer and press and just wait for the results. And once I see the photo in the finder screen, I'll adjust the settings accordingly if I need to, and I will keep taking lots of photos until I find some that I am happy with. And yeah, all in all, there's a lot of experimenting once you actually get to the site, but hopefully by using the settings and the tips that I gave you in this video, it will give you a nice baseline to start off with if you're new to star or night sky photography. And if you follow all the steps in this part of the video, you should get a photo that looks something like this, which is the raw file. And then usually I edit my photos in Lightroom afterwards to get an end product that looks something like this. If you'd like to know my process of how I edit night photos in Lightroom, then please follow along to my channel, as I'm going to be uploading a tutorial on how I edit my night photos in the coming next few weeks. I post a lot of my night photos on my Instagram, so please follow me there if you would like. And I think that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!